been another hit out. Okay, like a couple of your op folks, not all, a lot of them have woken up and was like, I'm not about to attend this anymore. I mean, this is stupid. Okay, we're not getting anywhere, ma'am, sir. But it was a small few who decided to try to, throw a hit out on you again. And a lot of you guys, I know you guys felt this in your energy. Like, oh, okay, they tried it again. And the Most High already had put you on game to they were going to try, to come at you again. And they tried to come at you last night, ma'am, sir. Well, they were trying you all weekend. And they tried you this hit one last time, last night. And they put they all in on it. Like they, whatever left that they have, because they don't have too much. They already invested everything on your demise and it failed. But the little that they did have, they put in, they were banking that this would work, the little hit on last night. And the Most High was letting you know what you should do. He told you to start anointing. He started telling you to put your full armor on, with these frequencies and these prayer. Y'all know how y'all do, when stuff start coming your way and what you have to do to protect yourself, right? So the Most High already put you on game to that. And these practitioners are lying they tail off to these people. Whoever tried to come at you, last night, based off of what some witch or some practitioner told them to do, they lied to you, ma'am, sir. So what is happening is the Most High is saying, which was telling me through all my energy, was sad songs, meaning like somebody's about to pass away. And it's not going to be one person. It's going to be a couple of people. It was stated that it was going to be in threes, that someone's going to be passing away. Now, this person that tried to rise up against you, once again, that's why I don't like speaking of this, because like my heart just go, turns, right? Because they already had health problems. Like they already was, not doing good. But this is this person, that just too legit to quit. Even on they rest in peace bed, they still trying to target you. And it's like, ma'am, sir, when are you not getting it, man? You already on your bed and you can't even get up. Barely. You taking what? You sipping on what to get up? And they still got they still got their name in your mouth, and they still trying to get on this verge of trying to comfort you. And the Most High was like, didn't I already sit you down? So now I got to sit you down. Because at first what the Most High was going to do is he was going to just sit them down. But now, it's like a sit that you can't get back up. And this is something that I don't want to talk about, because I don't like, speaking on, somebody's passing. Ever since I was a child, I never liked that. I avoided funerals. I avoided like people coming together and we are talking about, so-and-so passed away or this and that. I avoided that as a child because I just didn't like that. But the Most High has been putting this in my spirit for like the past 3 days. He's been putting it in my spirit. Like, these folks are passing away. They're not listening. Like, they're constantly coming at you guys. And I'm tired of it, and they're overminding me. And the Most High was already saying that we're in a whole different timeline. We're in a whole different space. We don't have time to be going back and forth with these, these reprobated parasites that just don't get it, that who you is. Like, they're not accepting who you are. And that's a problem. And that's a personal problem. They just don't want to accept who you are. They don't want to accept, where the Most High placed you at. What's your, far as your purpose, far as how people feel about you. Every time somebody speak of you highly or whatever, they got some type of attitude and they already planning on what they trying to do to you and all this. Most High said, man, you got to go. You got to go. There's nothing that I can do with someone as evil and as wicked as these people that are passing away. It's sad to speak of, because this is not something that I want to speak of. But folks made they bed. You know, we can't keep going back and forth with these people. We can't. You know, we got other things that we got to do, man. We already gave people out their lesson to learn. We already showed people who we are. We showed them who we are. We gave out lessons. You know, we went through the whole rodeo with these people. You know, and now, you know, that we're moving on, these folks are still, you know, they still gonna overmind the lesson that they was already given. You know, so now the Most High got to step in and he got to start removing people. Because he's like, you're not going to keep on, you know, tampering with this one. And she or he already gave you a lesson. So now I got to come in. Because you just not getting it. You were supposed to move forward and do a carry on according to the lesson that was given to you. Remember, we only came in a life to give them a lesson and to hit ghosts. That was it, to open up their eyes, to awaken them. We always awakening people. We either awaken the people that the Most High choose, or we're awakening the wicked. We're awakening anybody. It is not a specific person that we awaken. We're here, if we're here in the mix, we're here to awaken, enlighten these folks. The good ones or the bad ones. Right? But it just seemed like the ones that's a little bit more obsessed with you, and they don't want to take that L. They don't want to respect you of them knowing who you are. So now the Most High got to step in. You know? And he got to remove folks. Because they're not even obeying to what he's saying. After he already gave, you know, us leeway to already show them what's good. That was already that already came to pass. You moving forward, and here they come, still, you know, behind the tree and doing bull crap. Nobody got time for that. We don't have time for you guys behind the tree and trying to, you know, follow us around and trying to figure out where we're going. What lesson do you now, you know, need to study? Because it's a lesson that was given out. Now you got to go over there and you got to study. This is what they were supposed to do. A lot of them are doing that. But it's a few that they screws, you know, the screws on their head is not well. So they just not going to learn. So now the Most High, once again, as I stated before, he's stepping in. And he got to remove certain people. It could be folks in your family. I'm talking about that's close. It could be folks afar. It don't matter. It's a group of folks and they're in threes. And the Most High is removing them. Because there's no good in that. You know, we all, if you're here, if you're here on earth, you're here to learn. You're here to gain experience on what you learn. It's all about learning and growing. If you're not growing, you're going to be removed. These folks are just not going to grow. So until now, they got to be removed. And it's sad. Once again, like I say, I don't like talking about this stuff. I never did, even as a child. I never did. When it started talking about funerals and passing away and stuff like that, you can count me out. I'm not with it. You know, I never did. When people start talking about it, I removed myself. I didn't like it. You know? But it's the message. Folks they still trying to start this whole cycle again. You're not even in the cycle. You're not even in this timeline where these people can even reach you at, but they still throwing stones from afar, like trying to on some trying to hunt you down. And they shouldn't. And they was already informed that it is over. It's over, ma'am, sir. That's it. You know. But they're not trying to take it as it being. So now there's something that has to, you know, happen to these people. You know, and that's what kept ringing in my spirit. The Most High was not playing. I kept on hearing, you know, sad songs. You know, it had me tired. Like, I took like 2 naps today. Drained off of, you know, this sad, low vibrational, you know, BS. But the Most High wanted to alarm me that, yeah, this is going down. Yeah, this is happening. These folks ain't getting it. You know, they're not getting the lesson. They're not taking heed what I'm telling them, and then the things that's happening to them. I mean, hold on, you guys. I was supposed to go get them pucker lights. I was supposed to get them pucker lights to put up here from Home Depot. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow because I forget, it gets dark, so quick. But yeah, you guys, I was just like, trying to redeem myself because this is what the message was. It was like the end of the road. And it was just like them type of songs. It was like, that Bone Thugs and Harmony, meet me at the crosswalk, don't be lonely. I'm like, what in the world is making me tired, y'all? Talking about crossroads, I'm gonna miss everybody. I'm gonna miss everybody. And I'm just like, dang. Most High is just not playing. It was just them songs that man, it's done. Somebody messed up. Somebody just, it's done. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad, because actually, we have a sensitive energy where we could feel it. We could feel like the heaviness and the intensity of it. And I just hate that. I don't know if that's too light. You could? You said you can? Yeah, it's intense. Like I took like 2 naps today. Like me personally, I was like, I'm never like, this tired. Like what's going on? And then the Most High was like, man, you're feeling it. You're feeling the atmosphere. What's taking place with these people? And then he was telling me that he was hoping and praying for, certain people to turn from their wicked ways because they were already on their resting bed. Some folks are already on their resting bed. Like some folks are already sick. Like I'm talking about sick, like really real bad, and they still were trying to target you and they sick. I'm talking about like coughing up, like, in pain, all in pain and stuff. And they were still trying to come for you. And it's like, Most High, like I got to like remove these people. Like there is no way, And we know there's the entity attachment. We know that. We know it's the entity attachment. Because you can't possibly didn't wake up to the condition when you're in that condition and you already know why you're in that condition and you still gunning for that person. Like you still trying to target that person. You have an entity attachment, ma'am, sir. Like there is a parasite that's already controlling you. We know that. We know it. That's what I'm saying. From strokes, from cancer, lupus, immune disease. Some people already have given heart attacks. It's a lot. These are the conditions, that they're under. Some people don't even know what they have. They just know that, there's something is attacking their body and they can't figure out what's going on. And the Most High is tagging your butt if you go to the doctors and they can't even tell you what's going on and you know what you've been doing and that still didn't sit you down. Like that still didn't sit you down. Like in my head, I'd be like, oh, I need to sit down. You feel me? Like, whoa, this could be the end of me. I need to wake up. I need to change. That would have woke anybody up, right? They still trying to gun for you. Most High said, you know what? I'm closing down shop. And he was just telling me all through my spirit, all today. I was like, oh my gosh. I had to literally cleanse myself. Like I literally had to anoint my whole entire head. I had to anoint my whole like area that I was at in. I had to do some work. You know what I'm saying? Because it was heavy. It was heavy. I was like, whoa. What? I mean, is it that serious? Like they just don't want it to be, they can't come to the knowledge of you being actually you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so personal to them. You know what I'm saying? Like they take that on a whole, they take it on a whole nother level that it's you. You know, like they don't care. They don't care what type of a karma or whatever that they have to, you know, they're gonna have to take on of being a consequence. It doesn't matter. They like, it's you. It's you though. You know? It's worth the hassle of whatever that happens to me because it's you. And it's like, have we met? I mean, like, I'm talking about in some other past life or something, because you ain't in this lifetime, we ain't even really been you know, connected or have any due diligence with these people. That's so mad. So you know it had to be some type of past life, you know, from the past or whatever that they're carrying on to this past life, because the hatred in their heart, you know, for each and every last one of us is on another level. I mean, if it's not stopping, it's not going. If you in the conditions that you're in right now, and you knowing what's going on with you, that's not stopping you. I mean, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? Now, we know it's like some type of a control of an entity, a dark entity attachment that has a high control over them. That's keeping them, you know, in this dark place of coming for you. We know that. But they conditions right now, that would wake anybody. I would just think like that would have woke somebody up. They are not doing well. Folks can't eat. Folks can barely walk. You know what I'm saying? Folks is trying to take medication to figure out, you know, if they can get it all together. Some of these people they know what type of sentence they're going to have. And they can't get out. And they still taking their sentence and their charges and everything that racked up according to them. They still, all that's on their mind is you. You know, they got all that to worry about, right? They got life and death on their mind. They got sentences of charges that's going to be racked up that they supposed to be trying to get a lawyer, trying to figure stuff out. I mean, their whole life is like turned upside down, and they still worried about you. They still like worried about what you doing, what you got going on, and let me go try to visit this practitioner. Let me try to visit this witch and see if I can send some negative energy their way, or some witchcraft or something that is gonna hit me back 1,000 times. Like, what are you doing? These folks is out of control. When I tell y'all, there's like, there is no speaking to them. Like, it's like the Most High, like, understand, I'm removing them. And I was like, I understand, because, you know, what I was feeling was so heavy. You know, like I say, it was very, like, intense today, like in the past 3 days. It was, and then it's crazy because the past 3 days, that was already confirmation, because he said some people are getting removed and they're going to be in threes. They're going to be removed in threes. And I was already feeling it from the past 3 days. He had me just constantly feel it for the past 3 days. And we were hoping that these people would repent and change. And the Most High says some of them did do that. Like, they stopped and they was like, you know, repenting to him. It was crazy. But he said it was just these few, you know, that didn't acknowledge who he was, didn't acknowledge the lesson that you was giving them, and didn't acknowledge what he said according to you. They just overrided it all. And they kept trying to gun for you. They kept trying to come for you. Most I said, okay, I'm just giving you, he's like, I'm just preparing you right now. If you get a phone call, or if you tell somebody what happened to so-and-so and all this and that, I'm letting you know in advance what's taking place. And I think I did a video already on this on here. And I allowed you guys to understand that. But that time, he had me visualize it was an older lady. So, yeah, and you said it's been quiet. Yeah. Yep. It's been quiet over here too. But then again, he had allowed me to feel it in the spirit what's about to take place. So I was just napping. Like I took about 2 naps today to redeem myself. Cause it was low. It felt like I was like in a low vibrational place. And I kept hearing sad songs. Especially the Bone Thugs and Harmony. Meet Me at the Crossroad. I don't know how many times I gotta keep hearing that. I was like, dang, hear that song go again? I'm gonna miss everybody. I'm gonna miss everybody. I'm like, dang. And then I was hearing Boys to Men that kept coming on too. End of the Road. And I'm just like, and it's just so like low. I'm not used to being in this. You know, I had to anoint myself. I had took my dang ponytail out my head. I started anointing my whole head, anointing my whole atmosphere. You know, within where I was like dwelling at. And I had to anoint it because it was like, dang, I'm not about to get overtaken by this. You know, I'm praying to the Most High, like, what's going on? Did I tamper with something I'm not supposed to tamper with? You know what I'm saying? He was like, no. I'm here to let you know that, man, folks is passing. This is the energy. And, you know, he said the best thing you can do right now is to cleanse. You know, like to, you know, anoint yourself. You know, cleanse your energy. Because he said, this ain't gonna stop. You know, and I had to literally sit in this for like 3 days. But then again, you know, I'm cleansing my energy. You know, I'm not sitting. I know exactly what to do to get back up here. Because you got me messed up. I was feeling good. I was listening to music. I had my whole little relaxation. Had the candles rolling. You know, you feel me? Was watching movies and stuff. I was feeling good. And then all of a sudden, it just, wow, this hit me. And then he was like, you know, within the spirit was letting me know that, hey, it was an older lady. She's going. He said it was like a man, like a younger male, maybe someone's ex, gone. Most High was saying this person is unhinged. You know, this person is blanked out. You know, meaning that this person has went into a different place. You know, where no one can say nothing to this person. They're gonna constantly try to comfort you. And the Most High was saying that this person has caught something because of this person has a problem, like a problem not just with you know, alcohol and substance. This person has you know, like I don't know if I can say that on here, but yeah, this person got a lot of addictions that are taking a toll on them, and they're catching things. You know, put the pieces together. Yeah. So if you have an ex that you know, he or she that you know that they can't control, you know, certain things, and they're addicted to this, addicted to that. This is the one I'm speaking of, you know. And there's another one that's a family member. Okay, one of your family members, you know, that had it out for you, and they knew how to play it off. This is a thing. It's a person that you never knew that had hatred towards you. You know, they just played it off. You know, they was good at, you know, in that character role of, you know, making it seem like y'all good. Y'all ain't never had no arguments. Y'all never had no disagreements. You know, it was nothing that, you know, you guys had that made you feel like, oh, no, I can't stand him. I can't stand her. No, it was never that. But this person still, you know, even though you didn't know, this person always felt that way towards you. Like they always felt like they could not stand you. Like they had the hatred like Cain, you know. And the Most High say that, you know, this is going to really hurt you because this is going to be someone that you didn't even know that actually had a hatred towards you and was in behind the scenes targeting you. Like I'm talking about one of the ringleaders that was, you know, in the front line, you know, wanted to see you out of here, basically. But it would shock you because you really never knew that this person, you know, you guys never had a disagreement. You guys never had an argument. Like you guys, matter of fact, out of everybody, you actually got along with this individual. But just in their heart, you know, they always had a hatred for you. They always had like a Cain, you know, feeling. Like how Cain had a feeling from his brother. That's how, you know, they had a feeling towards you. And it may have been from jealousy, you know. Jealousy is like the number one disease, y'all. Jealousy can grow. You know, that's why the Most High say cast it down. Because that thing could grow into like you really to a point where, you know, you start doing some crazy stuff towards another person. Someone said I can relate too well. Yeah. And someone said I got 6 sisters and all of them couldn't stand me. Yeah, yeah, yep. Yep. Hold on, you guys. Let me put this back on. Y'all gonna have to bear with me until I get my pucker lights. You know, because I was supposed to put them up, but you know, like I said, I was napping today. You know, I didn't really have the energy that I normally have because it was like this low, you know, level of frequency that's around because it's related to passing. You know, it's just not a good energy to dwell in. That's why I was like, man, I just got sleep. Because I'm like, wow, but, you know, like I say, I already posted a video about this, you guys. You know, I had just like 2 days ago, I posted it and I didn't want to, you guys can tell the energy in the video. I wasn't feeling it. You know, I already was feeling like, this is crazy. And then every last one of them, because it's 3 of them that's passing, right? And every last one of them, when they, they have their way of how the Most High going to do it, and it's crazy. It's messed up. Hey, yeah, it's messed up. It's not good, you guys. I could say that, but it's just a shame how the hatred they have for you, like we're not even in that season of them, if we're of this playing Tom and Jerry, like this stuff was over. Like everybody knew, now who you are. The Most High already established to people who you are. That's why you guys may have people outside like, hey, that's so-and-so. Hey, that's so-and-so, pointing at you, trying to acknowledge who you are now. I had like a couple people, like when I was just this morning, it was like a group of people, and their kid, and they was like, oh, that's so-and-so. I didn't know the name, of who they said I was or whatever. But I was like, okay. And the Most High basically made it clear to people who we were. But this is just not just the surface. This is like known. Like I'm talking about in realms. Like there is no, him putting a cloth, trying to hide. Look at the devil. He don't want me to get it out. You see that? I was stuttering. He don't want me to get it out. But it's going to come out anyway. I'm going to say it anyway. See, the Most High, he already had, what he was doing was he was hiding your identity. He didn't want people to know who you was until the time was. You were literally hidden, till a time, but at this time you can't be hidden because you're in a different timeline. You know what I'm saying? You're not in that space of, people didn't know who you are and they just antagonizing you, trying to target you and trying to make it seem like you the little one and, because they didn't know who you was. But now that the Most High had ripped the veil off and he's showing people who you are, you guys are going to start, if you're not already, people are going to start, they're going to look at you. It's not going to be like in a game stalking way. They're going to look at you like, whoa, that's so-and-so. Wow. Hi. How you doing? Hi. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get that. You know what I'm saying? Because the veil has been ripped off, right? So now the Most High is allowing you to understand that this is not, the same. Folks are coming at you because they didn't know who you were. Now they know. But I'm speaking of the ones who, of your family or whoever, the ones in the cult and your ex and all this, the verge of trying to destroy you. They can't take it that who you are and is you. They can't take it. So these are the ones that were trying to attack you this weekend. And last night. There was a big attack on you last night. I'm not sure if you sensed it in your spirit, because I'm sensitive to my energy, right? So I already knew, of someone who tried to come at me, and it was somebody that really, was in a bad condition, meaning they were not in the condition to be trying to target at somebody or trying to attack, or trying to do a hit out on somebody. Yeah, I was up at 3 a.m. Yeah, it was at 3 a.m. It was like, but it started at like 12. But if you are sensitive to the spirit, it started at 9 p.m. Because I started feeling stuff in my energy at like 9 p.m. And then my dog started acting, my dog, she's very sensitive to energy. So she started feeling it too. And she was beating on her cage. She was like, bow, bow, bow on her cage. And I was like, oh, okay, so she's feeling it too. You know, like she feeling something ain't right. So she was, going, and then I had let her out, and I had to talk to her and had to calm her down. But she was like, she was with the action too. You know what I'm saying? She was like trying to, she was trying to get at whoever. You know what I'm saying? That was trying to send, that negative energy and that, the witchcraft. And all this stuff that they were trying to send whatever. I mean, they were trying to give it their all. But then when I had read the energy of whoever was sending it, they was in a bad condition. I'm talking about this is somebody that was sick. You know what I'm saying? Like they already was in karma. Like they already had been hit, very badly. And they was still like, I'm still going to try to, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, the Most High was like, man, these are the folks that I'm speaking of that I'm removing. We can't keep having this. We're not even in this same season. We're not even in the same timeline for these folks to even be existent of you. Like some folks, they're not supposed to be existent in your timeline right now. You feel me? They're trying to be irrelevant. They're trying to pick a fight with you so they can stay in this motion with you. But that's not the case. They got to understand that you're not in no existence in this person's reality. This is who this person is. You need to get a clue. Get that through your thick skull. Who this person is. This is exactly who this person is. If you miss that, or maybe you can't come to the knowledge of that, that's the personal problem. And the Most High is about to handle it. The Most High about to handle that. All three of them. All three. And then the last one, you just not going to understand because this person didn't even show that. They never showed that they hated you. That's the cold part about the last one. Because the other, the two ones, you know the reason. You already felt the hatred. It's not no shock. But the last one, you're going to be like, man, I never had an argument with this person. I mean, this person was just in the back, like off some Selena, type stuff. How Selena in her, whatever manager or whatever so-called person that helped her, how they were just like cool, like real cool, like real tight. Like she would never thought like, oh, you felt that type of way towards me? Like that's going to be that type of thing. When you figure out who's like the last one, you're going to be like, man, this was a hidden enemy. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't give off of nothing that you hated. Like you didn't dislike me. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be, you're going to have that hidden one. The one that's hidden. That's, Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. All these pieces it's going to come together, but you're going to be shocked because you're going to be like, it's going to be some that you're going to be like, dang, you was like my favorite aunt. You like my favorite, like my uncle or whatever, because they play these roles so well, or you was like a cool cousin, or you was like, it's just something that you just not gonna understand. Like, why would this person coming from me like this? Like, we weren't even hanging out. Like, we don't even, I'm all the way across the country, and you all the way over there. How you even thinking about me? I'm all the way over here. You all the way over there. How does my name come up in your head? Like, I should be the last person you think about. But we don't understand that these people are sold out to this. It ain't really about, making sense to this. Some of them sold out to this. They sold out of coming for you. That was the decision that they had made. So it's not like, but then again, they did feel some type of way about you. Because in order for you to take this offer, they got to feel some type of way about you. So, but it's shocking to you because, like in the actual reality here, it wasn't even given that. Like it wasn't even given that this person had a problem. But behind the scenes, it's everything. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. You're like, I never felt that, towards this person. This person's not even really in my reality. Because half of the people that's hating on you, they're not even in your reality. They could be next door to you. They're still not in your reality. Yeah. Yes, they definitely do. They definitely, we have a strong energy that we can read. When people come in our face, we can read them down. They can't even lie. We can read and be like, yeah, that person's guilty. You know, it's just something in our intuition that's telling us that this person's a part of it. Yeah, this person's doing this. Yeah, this person's doing that. You know, we have a strong gift. And that's why a lot of people can't stand us either, because they can't lie to us. They can't get over on us. You know, they can't downplay us. We're going to know. Like, all you got to do is just talk to me in my face. I'm going to know. I'm going to read you down. I'm here to let you know. I'm going to read you down. I'm going to find out the truth. And you're going to feel so foolish. You're going to walk off and you're going to know I know. Because they're going to walk off and they're going to know you know. And every time you see them, they're going to know you know. But you handle it in a just a powerful way, because, you know, you hunt them down because you don't tell them that you know, but they know you know. Can't you imagine somebody that know all your secrets about what you got going on in the background, but they still don't tell you? They look at you and they smell at you every day. You know what it could do to somebody? This is what you do. And that's why people, they don't know how, you know, they kind of scared. You know, you pump fear in them because they like, I don't know, you know, just because you're not, I can't read if you mad at me, yeah, I know you know everything, but you're not presenting it, you know, as if, you know, you know, but I know you know, but you're not handling me as if a person who know everything I did to you. You smelling at me every day. That's weird. And I know, you know, it's like that. You know, it's like, vengeance is the Lord. Well, I'm just here to let you know. I'm glad you know that I know, but I'm not here to do revenge. You know, I could smile at you every day and I know everything that you did, but I know who's actually going to take revenge of what you did. This is what these people don't understand. We know our job. We know what we're here to do. Yeah, exactly. Vengeance belongs to the Lord, you know, but we're here to let you know that I know. So there is no game being played. There is no, you know, walking around as if you playing somebody. I know. And I know that you know. You know? And this is why these people, they can't be around you. They can't be around you. They running from you. If they see you coming around the corner, they going to run the other way. I'm telling you. Yeah. Yep. It's real bad, you know? And yeah, because they're trying to figure out, since you know, why you ain't like curse them out, why you ain't like called them, exposed them, why you ain't did this, why you ain't did that. The exposure was already there when you came and you spoke to me. That was the exposure. That was the exposure. The vengeance is coming. Oh, the vengeance is coming. But it's the exposure? Oh, what you had felt when you walked away? Oh, that was the exposure there. I'm telling you, they short talking with you. They moving as they talking. Some of them can't even talk to you. They like, oh, I can't face that person. Especially knowing everything too. How they conduct themselves so well. You know, like, I'm telling you, the Most High, he chose the right people. Because certain people who actually know what folks did and know how to conduct themselves in a manner that is sophisticated enough to where you could control yourself after what you and heard what a person did and what you have witnessed these folks did, and you know how to keep your composure as if nothing happened. Folks is worried. Folks is worried. Folks is worried. They like, this ain't right. Yeah, yeah, they did. They were taking part of your inheritance. Yep, that was one of the hidden secrets that came out, and folks, this is why folks don't hold on, you guys. I wonder if I want to change the, hold on. Okay. Yeah, your inheritance, yeah. Your inheritance, that was definitely one of the secrets that the Most High have given me.